Turn the radio off right now and listen to The Chris Miles Show.
Keeping you informed about the latest and greatest trends and current events in today's society. It's where you go to stay in the know. It's the Chris Miles Show, live from Atlanta, Georgia.
Greetings. As we go into the fallacy of lies, I do not want to hear what MLK stood for. When I look at the bad health amongst us as a people, violence, decaying structures in the black community, lack of black support of black businesses, now black communities are overran with foreigners conducting business and commerce deep inside the trenches of the black community, and all of the resources and energy that the black community produces and provides is channeled and leaves the black community to go elsewhere to create wealth for others. And we still haven't figured this out. When I look at the gun violence going on throughout the Negro community, wherever America, especially right there in the city of Memphis, like Yo Gotti's brother being murdered on 1/14/2023, 2 days before MLK 2024. I become desensitized and become more and more removed and detached from what I am and what this is. I see brothers and sisters who are Greek affiliated walking around with a Greek philosophy in their back pockets, known as an education, whom have forgot what and who they are first, but work for a system of white supremacy, who are the best to carry out that white supremacy on me and or others who look like them who are not Greek affiliated. So if God grants me tomorrow as another day on this side of the highway, I do not need to hear what Martin Luther King Jr., or should I say Michael King, stood for. For somewhere in every black community, in every hood, somewhere in everywhere America, there's a street named after Martin Luther King, right around or on that very street that carries his name. There's a rundown Christian church, trash, and a goddamn liquor store, taking all of the resources and energy right out of the Negro community, right along with gun violence echoing as fireworks. So to all of you who believe and will celebrate tomorrow, MLK Day, I no longer can afford to be attached to that dream, which for many has turned into a nightmare, trapped inside of a burning house. To all of you, the moving thing of rights has written, moves on. Good day.
Good evening. Welcome to the Chris Miles Show.
Good evening, people, and welcome to another edition of the Chris Miles Show. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Wow, it is an amazing feat to be here. We successfully got through 2023. We are now in 2024. And we want to give the Most High all of the credit, give him thanks for allowing us to see 2024. Mr. Producer.
Yes.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm still here, man. I'm still here.
That's outstanding. That is so good to hear. Wow. Before we go into the show this evening, I want to acknowledge a good friend of mine. We should have got a picture of him. Yeah. Alvin Wright. To many of you out there, a lot of the people out there are actually watching the show. My good friend and dear brother, Lindsey Hill, Michael Howard, Brian Campbell. There are a lot of people out there. My girl, Tawana, here in Atlanta. Listen, I won't say overwhelmed, but I'm taken aback by the love and support that we get from people. I mean, I can't necessarily go out and name everybody out there that's watching the show. But to come back to Alvin Wright, let me just share something with everybody out there. You working on giving me
I got it.
Okay. Alvin Wright lived in Montgomery, Alabama. Good brother, man. This brother that's on your screen right now. Alvin was a complete intellect, man. Like, the brother, man, he would put information out there that make you think. Like, he would put information out there that would, you like, damn, I didn't think about that. Or let me try that. Let me do it this way. We lost him the other day. And I was actually notified by my good friend Lindsey Hill in Montgomery. Lindsey actually DM'd me and told me that Alvin had passed. Now, one of the things why it bothers me so much about losing Alvin is Alvin was the one of the administrators for the Chris Miles Show. So a lot of the ideals and content that we focus on, he was instrumental in helping to come up with the ideal for it. So I just want to take this moment in time right now to acknowledge this brother. A lot of people loved him. He's going to be missed. And this is my tribute to him. Like I say, he passed away the other day. And, I did something on Facebook for him and that kind of thing. So I'm going to check with my friends there and find out, the funeral proceedings and all this stuff when they will be having it going forward. But I just want to take a moment to just acknowledge Alvin, good brother, and he was very instrumental with a lot of the ideas and content that generated on the Chris Miles Show. So Alvin, rest in peace, brother. We love you, me and Mr. Producer, man, and we'll see you again someday. Go ahead, Mr. Producer.
Are we gonna give him a moment of silence?
Yes, let's do that.
All right.
Okay. So, there's a lot that's actually transacting right now on social media, or in social media, I should say. Mr. Producer.
A whole lot of shit.
Yeah,
what's up?
a lot.
Talk to me.
You brought me some interesting things, man. So can you bring back up the intro, the photo of what you had up?
What, the video?
Yes. No, not the video. The picture.
The picture of the video?
Yes, the beginning. To everybody out there watching, welcome to the Chris Miles Show. This is what I need everybody to do. I need everybody out there to share this content. Just go there, grab the link, copy the link, and share it on your page, please. Grab it and share it on your page. Everybody out there that's watching the Chris Miles show, I need for you to actually share it on your page.
Yeah, y'all share it, man. We trying to reach more people.
Yes.
We trying to reach all but 10 people, 4 people that's watching, whoever. Trying to reach 12 tonight.
Yeah, at 12.
Can we get 12? Can all 4 of y'all share so we can get 12 people watching?
Right. And the 12, hopefully we get 12 and they,
Then them 12, they can share it.
Right.
Come on now.
So, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
All right. So the title of the show tonight, people.
MLK 2024.
MLK 2024. Now, this is what I have to ask everybody. Are we as a community better off today since the dream, initially the dream, or are we worse off?
You asking me?
I mean, I'm asking you or anybody else out there who would want to. Hold on. Hey, cuz, Karen, my cousin in the Bay Area is watching. She's also an admin of our show. Cuz, I need you to share it on your Facebook page, babe. Grab the link and share it.
Share it.
So let me ask my cousin, Karen, you in California. Your little cousin's in Atlanta, okay? I want to ask you something, Karen. Are we better off today because of what Martin Luther King, his dream, brought us, or are we worse off? I mean, I need somebody to answer that for me.
I mean, I can answer it. No, I don't think so. Meaning is just we kill each other every day. We got the crab in the bucket mentality. Nobody. We're not whole as a community.
Thank you, Main Lane, for sharing.
There's too many different segments of the community, you know. All of us. I mean, even people with the inflation, even the people in middle class is damn near like in poverty, but we just have no camaraderie. When one person comes out and like, hey, let's stick together, let's do this and do that, they get laughed at, they get shunned, so they give up. We have no leadership. We haven't had a leader since. I mean, King attempted. He attempted. Malcolm attempted. You know, but so man, that government machine is powerful.
Okay, so but this, I'm glad you say he attempted, because I don't think that he did. Let me tell you, everybody out there, where I'm going with this, and this is an excellent topic. Like, me and Mr. Producer worked on what were we going to name the show tonight, because we've been off since before Christmas, and we've coming back. This is our first show back, so once again we want to welcome everybody to the Chris Miles show. Welcome, and we're glad to have you here. But this is why I say that the dream was a nightmare. You can take it down, Mike.
Okay.
So, this is why I say it was a nightmare. First of all, I'm going to use a theory that animals have and use, okay? If you're in the jungle, do not the lions run with the lions?
Right.
Do not the cheetahs run with the cheetahs?
Right.
Do not the hyenas run with the hyenas?
Right.
Do not the crocodiles stay amongst the crocodiles?
Right.
Why is that?
I mean, it's nature.
It's more than nature.
They feel comfortable around what they used to.
That's one of the reasons, but that's the camaraderie that God gave them. But there's another thing that it entails too.
Break it down, man.
It entails that they realize that they're going to eat amongst each other.
Right. They know they different from.
They know that they're
other
different from
species.
other species in the jungle.
And kind of piggyback off what you said. When I say King attempted, he attempted to try to bring humans together, but just thinking about what you said, before all that, we was doing fine.
Yeah, so
we was getting. I mean, the white folks was fucking us over because at a lot of points we was living better than them.
Right.
We
Black
was
Wall Street.
right. We was happy. We weren't getting killed every day.
Right. So stop.
So
right
we
there.
was
Wait,
good.
hold on.
We was
right.
good.
Right. So this is the point that I'm making for everybody out there watching the Chris Miles show. Right. What Mr. Producer is talking about is very profound, and I'm going to tell you why. It's profound because I want everybody to go back to the times of Black Wall Street. We were self-sufficient. We had our own stores. We had our own attorney's office. We had doctor's offices, furniture stores, car lots, etc. You name it, we had it, right?
Right.
Okay. Quite naturally, we understand that those.
I got some.
Hold on.
No, go ahead.
We understand that. The mechanism tied to it was destroyed. Like the government even came in and destroyed it, and they basically tried to hide what they did. Correct?
Right.
Okay. So, after Tulsa 1924 was destroyed, quite naturally, then they kind of got back to business as usual.
Right.
So we come along and we have the Montgomery bus boycott, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, the whole gamut of that changed because what we did, we attacked what? The money.
Right.
Okay? So, what Kingdom should have done when they realized just the fact of not ingratiating themselves into a system that did not work for them,
Right.
they changed the dynamics of that system.
And I was finna just say, let me play
ahead.
devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but you kind of, I think you kind of crossing up. I mean, you kind of making a point that I was finna get ready to ask you. I was gonna say, if they didn't do, did he have to do what he had to do in order for us to have the semi-freedoms that we have today? You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of understand where you're going. I think the civil rights movement had to happen. But once we got, I just say, once we got the equality,
we never got equality.
I'm just saying, just speaking in general. You know what I'm saying? But once we got the equality, we should have went back to business as usual.
Well, okay,
we should have
right. After I get where you're
all
going.
the fighting and the letting the dogs on you and the whole.
So
we after we got the little respect that we got where they passed the bills not to fuck us over on a day-to-day basis, we should have went back to business as usual.
And that was my point. So the thing was, the Montgomery bus boycott completely changed the landscape of business in the United States.
Right.
And what I'm saying is, when you look at the patterns that all other governments, countries have today, it's based off of what happened in Montgomery, Alabama. Now, all of that being said, Mr. Producer, what Martin Luther King and his crew should have done, said, you know what? We don't want to get on your bus. We don't want to ride your bus. We don't want to do any of that. We want our own bus. Okay? What Martin Luther King did was he collapsed the financial infrastructure in the black community.
Yeah, he gave all our money
Martin
to
Luther
them.
King.
He just handed them the bag.
Right. Martin Luther King people out here, and this is why they have this bullshit talking about a dream. Martin Luther King collapsed the financial infrastructure in the black community.
Yeah.
When you look at the black community today, you don't see black people running businesses in the black community. Here in Atlanta, you go right down from where we are, you got Hindus running stores. Am I lying, Mr. Producer?
No, you're right.
You got Arabs. You got the Koreans. Everybody is monopolizing and taking advantage off of the black community. Right in the city where Martin Luther King was. Down in my native city of Montgomery, the same thing. There's a place there called Fairview. Thank you, Shakta. I don't want to mess your name up, brother. But that strip, Fairview should be, and we got a good friend, William Boyd, who has a car lot on Fairview.
Yeah.
But he's the only, but him and you got Joe's again, and you got, what's the restaurant there? Pierce's. On that strip, there's only 3 black businesses there. Everybody else, you got the Pakistanians there, you got the Koreans there, you got the East Indians there. Everybody and the Jewish community, everybody there is making money off of the black community, and it's sad. That strip, Fairview, West and East Fairview are making a killing off of black folks.
Yeah.
And the point is what I'm saying is, the reason everybody out there, and I want everybody out here to listen to my voice. Thanks, Mark. Okay, I got you, brother. The point is, Mr. Producer, is what King did allowed other nationalities to come in and to capitalize off of the black community.
Yeah.
In all major cities, all interstates, and I want everybody out here because I'm going to take you all to school and I want you all to get what I'm saying. If you go to Miami, you go to Fort Lauderdale, Chicago, here in Atlanta, Montgomery, wherever you are, wherever you see a freeway, listen at me and listen at me emphatically. Wherever you see a freeway, the freeway was purposely ran through the black community. Why? To cut off commerce. And Martin Luther King helped implement that. Okay? So, one of the things he did was he was so wanting to be a part of a system that never wanted us to be a part of it. And we're going to go into that because it's one of the things that we're seeing now with the disenfranchisement of the voting system.
Right.
Okay?
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think if the fact that we pulled our money out of the public transportation, if we would have started our own buses, do you think they really will have let us?
Well, and that's a good question, and that's where I was going to go.
Yeah.
I
think the Klan would have been.
So, and that's excellent because I was going to go there.
Yeah.
So, what Kingdom could have done was lobby Congress to say, listen, that's fine. We get it that you all don't want us on your bus. We're not going to be second class. We're not going to go to the back of the bus. We're not going to do A, B, and C that you want us to do. Okay? And the reason why they could have demanded those things because we all were paying taxes.
Right.
So all of the things that we do, and this is the federal government. The reason why, Mr. Producer, that things happen, like for instance, you have what's called a civil rights bill. Or something like when George Wallace stood in the door of the University of Alabama. And Kennedy and them sent federal people down, marshals and all of that stuff, right?
Right.
The reason that they was able to do that because everybody, all states co-op into the federal system, money system.
Right.
Now, a state could actually go in and say, you know what, we're going to succeed from the United States and create our own currency. But this is why when somebody commits a crime, the federal government can come in and supersede. We're going to succeed. They can come in and supersede because of everybody is tied to the federal system. Okay?
Yeah.
We're using what's called Federal Reserve notes, which is not really federal, because the federal is private, it's not actually public. But that's a conversation for another day. We're talking about the decaying structure that King caused based upon bad information.
Right.
So what I'm telling you is that when he was taking his students and they were going sitting in at lunch counters, excuse me.
Right.
All of that was the decaying of the black community financially. And the crime element that you see that your friend, Pastor Porkchop, complain about, when he's a minister, he's supposed to be out there going to minister and talk to the kids, to get these young men out there shooting these guns and committing these murders. He's supposed to be the one that go out there. He say he's a minister, correct?
Yeah, he's a minister.
He's supposed to have his ass out there going to talk to these people. The same as ISUPK and some of these other guys. They go out and they sit and they get these guys away from it. Why he's not doing it? But he would rather blame someone in government. And I was told what church and government is supposed to be what?
Separate.
Okay then. That's the point. So, and he's no different than King. Why? Because they were both Baptist ministers. Am I correct?
You're right.
Okay then. So what I'm saying is he's using the same playbook. It's easy for somebody to go out here and blame somebody for the mistakes, Mr. Producer. But the fact is, who's going to correct it?
Yeah, we got to.
And our problem is correctable. Very. It's really, in 72 hours, we could eliminate all crime in our communities. In 72 hours, everybody that's taking or monopolizing and taking the resources out of our community, we could fix all of this shit in 72 hours.
Yeah.
And a part of this is the video or the video audio that you ran earlier. And I want to thank you for the editing of all of that, right? I wrote all of that this morning.
Right.
Because the Most High put it on my spirit to put it out there. And this is what I'm saying. Everybody will go out here and we will take it upon ourselves and we're going to say, oh, well, let's do A, B, and C. Let's go celebrate King. Let's go barbecue. Man, look here, man. It is time for us to start controlling the mechanics in our community.
Right.
And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This shit is so far gone now. It's so far gone now. Nobody is trying to rectify this shit. And in the very people, in matter of fact, all of this stuff ties into really what Cat Williams was talking about. And it ties into it, Mr. Producer, because one of the things that's actually going on out here, people, is this. You have the boule, which a lot of these fraternities and sororities and all that bullshit is tied to, are the ones that carry out the agenda against the people. King himself was an alpha. Ralph Abernathy pledged BC, Alabama State in Montgomery. He was a Kappa.
Right.
All of them was Greek affiliated. I told you when I was in transit going through the federal system, all of the people that fucked me over, like gave me a fucking hard time, was Greek affiliated.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I was trying to understand more, but it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
And the reason I say that is because they don't even know that they've taken an oath to the system.
Right.
And this is the thing.
All of them living a comfortable life.
They living a comfortable life by fucking over each other, man.
They kind of forgetting about where they came from.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And a part of that bullshit too is the Christian church. I don't listen. This is the thing. I have no issue with people who serve God, because I serve and I believe in Christ. But I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. Okay? There's a difference. I don't celebrate paganism. Yeah, I say, people come to me and say, Merry Christmas and all. That's fine. I don't celebrate Christmas. But it's the traditional aspect of when somebody come to you, they say, oh, okay, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. People don't even realize the New Year is in April. Christ's birthday was in April. It was in April. That's why they talk about April Fool. That's where April Fools come from. What people don't realize, December to January is the dead season of it. Nothing grows in this time of the year. Everything grows, life comes back in the earth in April. Christ's birthday, who the Christians claim they love and they serve, birthday was around the tax season.
You got to come in to read.
Say what?
So you got to come in to read.
Okay. Hold on. All right, so who by Karen?
Yes.
Hold on. But what you don't understand, the promise was for us to think that we were allowing us to be on an equal platform with white America. In order for us to not have our own businesses and surpass them, I guess that's elsewhere. Well,
yeah.
This is the thing, cuz.
That's what she was saying. They was gonna make us think that we was equal.
And that's the same thing with the voting system.
Right.
People don't realize that the only voting process that matter is something local. Your vote don't even matter on the federal level. Why? Because they have what's called electoral college. So what I'm saying is, a lot of you all might think that I'm being hard on Martin Luther King. But the whole point is that everything we got from him was a fallacy, it was a lie. And his name wasn't Martin, his name was Michael. He never had a legal name change. And what I'm saying is, you have Al Sharpton.
Yeah, you definitely have Al Sharpton.
You have Martin Luther King. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to do something. I'm going to send Mr. Producer something. Y'all bear with me for a second.
You got Jesse Jackson.
You go ahead and talk.
I don't know the rest of them, man. I wasn't here. I wasn't even thought about that.
Who was a Omega?
Yeah. John Stark said there are some Greeks that place themselves above others. Most definitely. I most definitely agree with that.
So the point is what I'm telling you people. I don't have anything against. Listen, I had, and I still do, people in my family who has pledged fraternities and sororities. All around me are family members who are Greek affiliated. But the ones of you out there, you all have taken an oath to this system. And the only oath that you should have is to the Most High God. And if you don't denounce that oath, you're gonna be severely punished when Christ returns. Hey, that there, I need you to bring that up. I need everybody out there that's watching the Chris Miles show, please, if you will, share it on your page. Hey, John Starks, who's in Atlanta. What's going on, brother? Please share the show on your page. Harold Smiley, what's up? This is my classmate. Hold on. This is a good friend we grew up together, right there in Mobile Heights. Thanks, Harold. Please share it on your page. Good brother, man.
Good brother,
Harold. So I need you to bring it up, Mr. Producer.
Calm down, man. Just calm down. Just keep talking.
So the point is what I'm saying to everybody is, we are more so concerned about being accepted than controlling the finances of the revenue in our community. And the reason I use the animal theory is because you have a lion, you have a panther, you have a cheetah, and you have a leopard. All of them are part of the cat family. But Mr. Producer, let me ask you something. Yeah. If a leopard cross over into the lion's territory,
they're gonna run him out of there, man.
Or they're gonna do what? They're gonna run him out of there. They're gonna do what?
If they catch him, they'll kill him.
Okay then.
But they're
gonna get rid of him, right?
Yeah, they're gonna get him out of there.
They're gonna get him out of there, right? So the point is what I'm saying to you all is we have to have the same mentality. And what I'm saying, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with bigotry or anything like that. It has everything to do with our survival. There's no reason why we bought into this shit that Martin Luther King gave us, and we don't control the financial sector of our community.
Yeah, in other words.
And hold on.
It ain't about like, you know, he making all these analogies about animals. We not trying to hurt nobody, but when it comes to business, we need to be cutthroat. We need to get the money back in our community.
And this is the thing. I want everybody to think about what I'm saying, right? I need everybody to share the Chris Miles show. We need this to go out. I want y'all to think about something. If we controlled the financial structure in our community, people in our community would not have to go out and to look for jobs because we could hire people in the community. Right?
Right.
Okay then. You have, which we're going to go to him. We're coming to TD Jakes too. We're coming to him too. But the point is what I'm saying to everybody out there that's watching the show, right? I want you all to understand. I need you to read that John in a second, okay? His comments. But what I'm saying is, I need you all to understand, when you look at the crime element in our community, it's based off of need more. If everybody had paying wages, right? Decent wages. If everybody had jobs, opportunity was out there, right? There wouldn't be no reason to commit crimes. And people cannot expect. Somebody said, I was in conversation with somebody a few days ago, and they were talking about they went to a Chinese restaurant to eat Chinese cuisine. And they said, oh man, I went in there, they ain't have none of us in there working. Why should they? Well, we're going in there spending our money with them, but why should they hire us? Why? And one of the sad part about it is they can't cook food better than we can. So what I'm saying is that all of the things structurally that has happened in our community, we've done it to ourselves. We've done it to ourselves because we have listened to the wrong people. We got the wrong people leading us. And all of these people that lead us, they want to be other. They don't want to be themselves. They want to be other. They want to be affiliated and attached to others. And it's a sad state of affairs, people. That's why you see a plethora of problems in our community. And politics will never fix the problem. Government will never fix the problem. So when you hear Joe Biden come out here talking about, man, I'm working on, man, all of that is hyperbole. None of that shit is factual. But we buy into the lie. So, all of those things being said, we can't blame nobody but ourselves for this matter. Now, let me do this because I don't want to get too far ahead of me. What you all see on your screen, I I sent this message to Twitter. This is a video that I did earlier. Okay? All right. So I've gotten like 103 views on it.
No, that's old. Shit, you got more than that.
Okay, well, at 103 views, right? All right. So this was a message that I sent to Alistair, and they got the message. They got it. They read it. But I said, I have come to find out that the dream, in quotation, was a lie. At Reverend Al and the other so-called civil rights leaders, be that official MLK3, which is Martin Luther King's son, Bernice King, which is his daughter, Representative Jeffries, Representative James Clyburn, and I also sent it to CNN, Fox, New York Times, Tablet Swain, and their other hashtags, which is CNN, MLK24, MLK24, HBCUs, okay? So I did that because I want them to realize and I want them to know that you have people out there aware that, hey man, we've been bamboozled. I do not look to ingratiate myself amongst anybody. I want to make money and I want to live comfortable. I don't have to have Shaquille O'Neal's money. I just need to be comfortable. I need to be able to, if there's something I want, I need to be able to financially get it. I need to be able to financially take care of my family and myself. And above all of those things, I need good health. And that's another thing that we don't focus on in our community. We don't focus on good health. We don't focus on eating the right things that we should eat for survival. And that's why I said in the video, Mr. Producer, that we got bad health amongst us.
Most definitely. Let
me just read some of the. John Stark said, absolutely, we did it to ourselves. The problem starts at home. Exactly. And John, let me just say this. That's one of the reasons why black fathers are taken out of the home. When there's no father in the home decays. That's why there's violence in our community. Because our young men are being raised by women who are emotional. They're not raised by men who have the structure to analyze problems. And all of this shit is by design. But all of the things that you see is based off of what? A dream. That's why they say keep the dream alive. At some point, people should wake up from the dream and realize everything that's attached to the dream is a lie. And it's a lie because, like I told Mr. Producer earlier before we went on air, I said, if we control the mechanisms in our community, nobody would have to carry credit. We wouldn't have to go out and have a 7 or 8 credit score. Why? Because we would have the financial institutions to go out here to take care of what we need to take care of for our people. But we are too concerned with being a part of a system that don't work for us. And we have allowed foreigners to come in our community and take all of the wealth out of our community and go elsewhere. And I bet you one thing, you got Nikki Haley, and for the longest people, I promise you on everything, I thought Nikki Haley was a white woman. Like Mr. See if you can find her photos when she was a young girl. Like, her voice, just everything with this woman is completely inconspicuous. And she did what on her application? What did she file on it? That she was, Mr. Producer?
She said she was Caucasian.
She said what?
She was white, not Hispanic.
Okay. All right. So, I bet her family set up shop in our community and exploited and manipulated all of the money out of the community that this country has offered. Yet our kids are stuck in public schools with bad teachers, everything bad. And they just can't make it. So what I'm saying is all of the things that we see going on here today are structurally done. And every other nationality in here has figured out the problem but us. So for a lot of instances dealing with me, I don't want to hear anything other than a solution to the problem. Let me read something my cousin said. Exactly, cousin, that's why they wouldn't let us have our own businesses. It would end the control of the black community. Yeah, I'm gonna bring something home to a lot of people what you all don't realize. Nick Saban, who's the greatest collegiate coach of all times, but I would tell people all the time he's only as great as his recruits. We'll come back to Nick Saban in a second, okay? But here is Nikki Haley. I want everybody to take a good look at this woman. And you look at this woman, I promise you, she looks nothing like she's East Indian. And her voice, when you listen at her voice, she sounds like a Caucasian woman, a white woman out of South Carolina or Alabama. Because she has that southern wang to her voice. You would never know that this woman is East Indian. And that's the whole point of what all of this shit is, people. All of this shit we're part of is a lie. You had Martin Luther King out here who never changed his name. His name was Michael. Most of you all probably don't even know that. Martin had a better ring to it. So he went with it. But he never went to probate to change his name. So he sold us a dream. And the very people who gave him the holiday removed him from the earth. And lied about that. Now, they want to see if all of us are still dreaming. And you got this woman here, Nikki Haley, who was the governor of the state of South Carolina at the time when Dylan Roof Storm came through there and massacred those blacks at Mother Emanuel Church there. Was it 9? It was 9.
Idea. I don't.
With 9 people.
Oh, yeah. I don't know the name of the church.
Yeah, Mother Emanuel. Y'all look it up. South Carolina. Dylan Roof Storm. And I think he's sitting on death row in a federal prison. But the point is that she was the governor at the time. And she was the one who removed the Confederate flag there in the state of South Carolina. She did it. So
it kind of makes sense why it was so easy for her to do it.
What do you mean?
I'm saying a real white person wouldn't have did it. She ain't no real white woman. She a Hindu.
Well, they would have behind something like that.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean the reason I say that, first of all, the kid that went in there, or the young man that went in there, right? He went in there, and he had Confederate gear on. He He later came out with the Confederate gear. So he was making a statement. He was making a statement with what he did. So you would always hear him say, well, no, this is not a symbol of hate. This is a symbol of pride. But he changed the moniker of that by coming in and doing what he did. So for them to leave that symbol up was very painful. Now, you go right there to 65 North and South in Alabama, and you have the Daughters of Confederate. There's a big pole with a Confederate flag on it.
Yeah, going towards Birmingham.
And but a lot of people have a complaint about that, but there's nothing they can do about it. You know why? It's private property. And they have a right to fly that flag. And this is why I've always said, people, that I was against removing statues and memoirs of history. I don't think you should change the name. I don't think that these things that was raised up should be moved. I think they should purposely stay there. Because dealing with our people, you need a reminder. You need a reminder.
Most definitely.
But this woman here, she is being supported by a guy by the name of Chris Sununu, the son of John Sununu. And she's next to Donald Trump. Her ratings are better than that of Ron DeSantis. So you got Trump, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, and you got, what's the guy named? Ramaswamy. And Ramaswamy, who's also East Indian, and Nikki Haley hate each other's guts. They outright hate each other. So, I'm going to pivot from MLK and we're going into our next subject. But in closing on this topic here, I will not be celebrating MLK Day tomorrow. Or if I have any more days on this side of the highway, I won't be doing it. I just won't. There's no benefit to or for doing it. There are too many mishaps that have happened that has structurally killed off the financial structure in our community. And to all of you who would complain about the crime rate being in the black community, y'all got Martin Luther King to thank for that. And I mean, I stand on that. And I pointed out the reasons why there's crime in our community. To recap real quickly, one of the reasons I say that is because when we had Black Wall Street, there was not any crime in the community. During the time of the Civil Rights Movement, you might have had brothers and sisters go to the club, fight, maybe stab each other, but there wasn't no gunplay. Now, in every city you go into, you got gunplay. And it's sad. Give me Jude. Because we want to focus on Memphis.
All right.
So, people, the individual that you're seeing on your screen is that of tell them who it is, Mr. Producer. Big Juke.
It's Yo Gotti's older brother.
Okay. So, for many of you out there might not know who Yo Gotti is. Yo Gotti is a rapper out of Memphis, Tennessee. Okay? Now, it has been alleged that Yo Gotti is responsible for the death of Young Dolph. Like, everybody in Memphis loved Young Dolph. Everybody loved that guy. And from my understanding is he did a lot of good things for the city of Memphis. But he was tragically gunned down at a cookie shop by, everybody said, guys within Yo Gotti's clique. Like, a couple of guys have been arrested pertaining to the murder of Young Dolph. Now, we're talking about all of these things transacting in the city of Memphis. Okay? All of these things going on in the city of Memphis. Now, why am I talking about Memphis right now? Where did Martin Luther King lose his life at, Mr. Producer?
I believe it was Memphis.
You believe?
It was Memphis.
Okay. Come on, man. Stop playing, man.
I'm saying, man, it was Memphis.
Okay.
God damn.
So he lost his life in Memphis. Two days before MLK Day, this young man on your screen, who's Yo Gotti's brother, is murdered. Do you have a picture of both of them together, Mr. Producer?
I mean, I can get one.
Yeah, please. So, this is so significant because this is what I'm talking about when I mention about the crime element in our community. Where's the camaraderie? Where is it? This guy, I'm going to let Mr. Producer's probably a little more noteworthy than I am on it.
No, man, you the best.
Mr. Producer, where were they at?
They was attending the funeral of another guy. I'm not sure who it was, but I know they was attending another funeral, and he said they ambushed him and they got him.
So did it happen at the funeral or?
I imagine so, man. I imagine that when he I remember they was still there.
Okay.
Let me see. Shit.
Y'all bear with me. I'm going to. I haven't actually talked to this guy. Okay. Well, he didn't pick up. But the point is what I'm saying to you is this. You all would think that the city of Memphis, with a man that was so iconic in the black community, that being that of MLK, you would think there would be no black-on-black violence whatsoever in Memphis, Tennessee. Remember, Martin Luther King went to Memphis for the sanitation workers. He went there for the sanitation workers. That's what he went there for. now, after that, we've seen numerous episodes of the violence that goes on in Memphis is unthinkable. Matter of fact, the basketball player, that being Ja Morant, he is so, I guess, captivated by the city of Memphis. You know, he's out on the court making gun gestures. Memphis is a bad place, man. But on your screen, you see the guy in the black is Yo Gotti, and the guy that's in the white is that of Big Juke, his brother. They were both at a funeral, or they had left the funeral. From my understanding, they was at a repast, correct?
Yeah.
And somebody, as you see them, that's them there overlooking the body. But somebody, some hitmen dressed in black, masked men, shot this guy at a repast. Now I want you all to think about something. I want you all to think about what kind of times are we living in after the fact of a funeral. After the fact, I'm coming to you in a minute, David. After the fact of a funeral, that this man is gunned down.
Yeah, that's pretty deep right there, man.
I mean, you think about that. That is unthinkable, people. That is completely unthinkable that this man was at a repast after a funeral.
Right, you can't even lay your people.
You can't even. This. I mean, what kind of times are we living in, people? That you go to a funeral, a repast, and somebody, come on, man. Come on. That's, man. I mean, can you imagine, Mr. Producer, how many innocent people could have been hit, bro?
I'm saying, for somebody to be that bold, to have that much hate in their heart, I'm saying, man, yeah. You're right, man. Lucky nobody else got hit. Nobody else, lucky nobody else.
So
you know, I'm saying, so that let you know it, they were just gunning for one person.
So, I said something to you. Hold on, David. I'm coming to you in a minute. Matter of fact, you should let me call you. The expert that's on the city of Memphis just posted a message on the board. But this is the thing, Mr. Producer, right? The city of Memphis has been so irate and in turmoil about that of Young Dog.
Yeah. That
they retaliated at a repast. Now, let me tell you what's crazy about all of that, right? Yo Gotti will have to deal with the fact the rest of it. I mean, mentally, imagine the shock point that he's got to deal with now, that his brother was with him, and because of whatever took place before, he got to deal with the aspect of him and his brother. Listen, I lost my brother back in 2009 to cancer. And I had left out of the room. When I came back in the room, he passed away. That haunts me to this day. And my brother had cancer. But he did not want to give up the ghost in front of me. Okay? This was back in December of 2009. I remember it like it was yesterday. So imagine the process of you and your brother together at a repast to of somebody you know or knew, and hitmen come into the repast and do what these guys did. in front of this guy. Now, I don't know all of the stuff that God is tied to and all this other stuff. You know, everybody's saying that he's responsible for, and Memphis will not sleep at this point. Okay? But I'm saying it's a bad state of affairs to process. It's a bad state of affairs to see and understand this type of thing that is going on. And this is what I'm talking about, going back to that of MLK. Let me read a comment from a friend of mine. Montgomery is no different than Memphis. Only thing is Memphis have more people, and it's a tri-city connected to Arkansas and Mississippi. Okay, I agree with you, David. I mean that's a very well point that you made. But what I'm saying is, this is what we were talking about earlier. I don't know if you just coming into the show or not. But what I'm saying is that all of this stuff here was propagated by the dream. Me and Mr. Producer proved earlier that these things were not going on before the dream. They were not. But they're going on now. They're going on now. They're happening right now. So we have guys that our kids strive to be like, Mr. Producer.
Yes.
And this is the example that they're getting. This is the example that they're getting is to watch Yo Gotti brother, or to hear about this. To process the fact of this. And this is why I'm saying everything in our community is so upside down. Like it's really, and this is the thing that was talking about the preachers. This shit ain't just in his city, it's everywhere. Crime amongst our kids are everywhere. And the sad part about it is, me and Mr. Producer did a piece on the migrant problem in the United States. Like they're spending $180 million. We already at $180 million right now. We just got into 2024. We at $180 million right now dealing with the border crisis. What's up, Ned?
What's up, Ned?
Oh, I agree. So Ned say we have been put against each other for centuries. They were stronger together, so they put us against each other.
Most definitely.
I get all of that. You're absolutely right. But this is the problem, Ned. We're not talking about sports. We're talking about you can like whatever team you like. And I'm using this as a form of sarcasm.
It ain't even sports, man. It's life.
No, I'm talking about life.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm saying, I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Ned. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, when we put our resources together, we can correct the problem. You got entertainers out there today, which we coming to that next. The entertainers, right? We got entertainers out there. These guys out there that just shooting up Memphis, the city of Memphis. Okay, give me a second. We're going to talk about that too, Ned. But these guys, Yo Gotti them are multimillionaires, man. These guys got all kind of money. Why they not creating industry to give those guys jobs in Memphis? Why, Mr. Producer?
He ain't got enough to do that, man. He'll go broke. He'll go broke, man.
Mr. Producer.
I'm saying, you got to have more than one hand in the pot.
Man, look here, man. That's what I'm saying. I ain't talking about go high. Everybody goddamn Memphis.
That's how it sound like you said.
I said white. Listen, this is the thing.
Man, come on, man. You know that man got,
look,
you know he
Mr.
got,
Producer,
you know he got all his partners, you know what I'm saying? But that's the dynamic, like you were saying.
Okay, so
He done helped all his partners.
you don't know he'll
They
help
didn't,
him or not.
man. Come on,
He-
they done took Dolph out. Dolph was helping his people.
So how's that helping somebody killing somebody,
I
man?
understand that. That's what I'm saying. That's where the conflict comes in. That why are we beefing when there's all this money that could be made?
That's my point.
Both of
So
them made money off entertainment, made millions. There's no reason that y'all ought to be against each other. Not over some street shit. Not some personal street. It's business.
Ned said the right thing, perfect thing. He says, yes, we could have our own football and basketball league. The point is this, Mr. Producer, what I'm saying is, even if he had a goddamn landscaping business, that's creating industry because it's doing what? Creating jobs.
I'm saying you don't think they be doing stuff
They
like that?
doing shit.
But they not helping
They
helping they circle.
Listen, man.
They helping they circle. That's why you think, I'm saying, just think about this. Okay, you start a business. You ain't finna help everybody. You finna help your immediate family first. And if they be straight, you know what I'm saying? That's how I suppose is reach one, teach one.
Okay, so Mr.
You
Producer,
let's say you start a business. You gonna help me. So after I get on my feet, I'm supposed to reach out and help somebody. I'm saying,
Mr. Producer, this is what I'm
but that
saying.
shit it ain't conducive. It ain't happening fast enough.
Okay, so this
everybody see you growing, and they still hungry.
Let me ask you
so
a
when the
question.
vultures see, I'm saying they gonna
Okay,
come
wait,
eat.
hold on,
They
hold on.
coming.
Let me ask you
They
something.
coming.
I'm gonna give you a
They
hypothetical.
coming, man.
I want everybody out there. I need
Just like when you
hold
went
on,
back
hold on,
when we first had all our shit going on with the Black Wall Street, the Rosewood, everybody in the community was eating. But when they took all that away and we had to start from zero, so now like shit, we done created all this, we done built this country, we done did this, now we gotta start from zero. They ain't letting us get no money. They ain't letting us get it. So it's you getting scraps. So okay, boom, one man and crab in the back. One man that jumped out the bucket, he got millions. Everybody else still hungry.
Okay,
so everybody else gonna shun him. Be like,
listen,
man, he a nigga, he ain't.
Listen, Mr. Producer.
Bro, we ain't got nothing.
Okay, so I disagree with that.
I'm saying that's when the government come in. The government start handing out stuff. Here, free this, free that. Put you in these roasting infested apartments.
By your theory, then you keep the same logic that
I'm saying once they done destroyed everything, once they done, like you said earlier. I'm saying like you. I'm saying, but if you can't get enough people to come and put in the pot and feed the tree, the roots ain't gonna grow.
Let me say this.
Just like I was saying, you got your guy that helping parts of Memphis. I'm saying, okay, just look at it like this. You had, okay, we using Memphis. Okay, you got 3 6 Mafia, DJ Paul and them. They millionaires. They got it out of there. But you got your guy that helping his corner of Memphis. You had Dolph helping his corner of Memphis. And whatever other rappers was help, you know what I'm saying? If you eliminate all these people putting money in the pot, then people go hungry.
Okay, this is what I want to ask you. What fucking industry did those guys and they fucking corner create?
What did I'm saying? They ain't no telling. Ain't no telling what.
Now I know
they had to do something.
Dolph did do stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Jobs.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So the guy, listen.
It's just like the mob.
Listen,
if you take out this boss, this group of people finna go home.
Man, listen, the very person that was creating industry there in Memphis,
they took him out.
They killed him. This guy here now, I don't know if shit he's doing. Okay, now, so this becomes an issue here, right? This becomes an issue.
Right.
What I'm telling you is, if I go out here and I start a restaurant, right?
Right.
I'm not hiring everybody in my family to work in that restaurant.
Right.
I got to get other people jobs.
Right.
So what I'm saying to you is that's creating industry. That creates a workforce. So industry doesn't necessarily have to be, I'm starting an IT company.
I'm
Okay,
saying, but
I
I mean,
have,
look,
I
I'm
have
saying,
to,
but
my
look,
nephew. Listen,
look at it from the numbers perspective.
Mr. Producer.
You starting a restaurant. You hiring people. How many millionaires are you making? You making?
It
I'm
doesn't
saying
matter if I
people.
make
I'm
a
saying,
millionaire or not.
but
If
people
if you don't have
still.
a goddamn job,
Yeah, you got
and
a
you
job.
working,
You got a job, but people got jobs and they barely making it.
Mr. Producer.
I'm saying
You listen.
okay. I'm saying what I'm trying to say.
So you saying you only started a job to make everybody millionaire?
I'm saying Dolph. No, I ain't. I'm saying Dolph, Yo got in them out. They was making people wealthy. They was making them well off. So when you take a person that's making people well off out the equation, now everybody going. Now this sector is going hungry. So they, you know what I'm saying? That's where all the retaliation, all that stuff coming from. That's just like that junk just like that thing you sent me about the rats. About the rats. The clean rats and the dirty rats.
Right.
I'm saying that's if people ain't got no hope, you done cut off their supply, they clean water, they gonna go savage. They going savage.
Let me read a comment by David. The good old boys run Memphis like they do Montgomery. There is no real money being made by blacks in the area. Just like Montgomery, the east side is the best side, and the north side, west, are the hoods. The south is ran by the good old boys, which is the Mississippi side. The west side, Arkansas, mainly blacks, and north is the hood. Two different areas that technically don't get along. Okay. Thanks for that, David. The point is what I'm telling Mr. Producer. Hold on. Brother Bailey. Hey, we on live. I need you to answer something for me, if possible. Can I include you in this conversation real quick? This is Chris Miles show. Hey, what's happening? Okay, all right. I'm going to put you on speaker. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So, thanks for calling me. This is attorney Javier Bailey out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
Attorney Bailey, this is what I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
First of all, thanks for calling the Chris Miles show. But we've had another murder there in Tennessee, and I don't know if you are privy to a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna try to be laconic as possible. What I would like to find out from you is, quite naturally, on average, what is the murder rate there in Memphis? You think?
So
Can you hear me?
on a bad year, we have 300 murders a year has been the threshold. However, in 2023, we hit right at 400. So that's if you divide 12 into 400, that gives you a monthly average. That's a lot for a county, Shelby County, right at 1 million, and a city that is
Predominantly black, right?
Well, it's predominantly black, absolutely, but about 70% black, but with about 700,000, a little less than 700,000.
Wow.
Residents. So that's quite a bit.
So
and of course, those are the reported homicides. When you have bodies that are missing, they're not reported as homicides.
Wow. So you're saying that y'all even have bodies that come up missing there, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. There are a few every year.
How many they average in Montgomery?
I'm not sure what that average would be, but there are a few every year. Although I don't practice law now.
Okay.
I practiced law for almost 30 years, and criminal law was my primary practice. And I can tell you that during the whole time that I practiced, we had quite a few you have a few people who come up missing every year that
Wow.
very clearly homicides. But of course, officially they can't declare them homicides because they don't have a body.
Right, don't have a body, right.
Yeah.
They just never found, in other words.
That's correct.
Okay. So, Attorney Bailey, let me ask you this. We were talking about Martin Luther King, and I did a piece, me and Mr. Producer worked on it about 6 this morning. We got it finished and got it, out and that type of thing. Quite naturally, Martin Luther King lost his life there in Memphis.
Right.
And I was saying that because of all of the things that was tied to Martin Luther King, you would think the city of Memphis would be a beacon of light. Like it would be the conduit for, black people like, excelling and doing good things. Like you've been very successful. But the point is, it's the complete opposite of that. And what the thing that started me 2 days before we go into MLK Day, who lost his life there, we get Yo Gotti's brother, who, sadly life was cut short. And go ahead. Would you about to say something?
Well, let me say this.
Okay.
Before I go any further, and I am going to respond, but I want to say this before I go any further that my condolences go out to the Mims family,
right,
and the Bovan and Salisbury family because it was their event that was interrupted. I am very familiar with both families personally, and matter of fact, I've spoken with them today. And so I want to say that before I say anything else.
Yeah, go ahead. I understand. Respectfully, our condolences also to the Mills family from the Chris Miles show. But go ahead. Well.
So
go ahead.
Let me say this to you, brother.
Yeah.
Let me say this to you. So it's funny that you mentioned Memphis. In 1991, I heard Louis Farrakhan call Memphis the city of the dead. And the reason he called Memphis the city of the dead is Memphis is named after Memphis, Egypt. And in the city of Memphis, Egypt, that is where most of the pharaoh's tombs are found. And that is where the Book of the Dead was found in Egyptian epigraphy. And so he called it Memphis, the city of the dead. Now, we talk about Martin Luther King being killed here. Memphis, I personally believe, without getting all spooky in it.
Go ahead.
I just personally believe that Memphis has had a curse on it ever since.
It's funny you say that because my good friend here in Atlanta, David, has said the same thing about Memphis because his dad is from there.
I believe it from the bottom of my heart. And I think that we found trouble developing the city like it ought to be. It's a big city land-wise, bigger than Atlanta.
Right, it is.
But it has had trouble developing economically. It has trouble developing socially. It has trouble developing politically. Primarily because it is the city where Martin Luther King was killed, and I think it has carried a stigma and has carried a curse on it ever since.
Wow.
And I think that if you look at what's going on here now, it's tragic. I said something to somebody earlier today that with the death of a person we affectionately call Big Jook, it is going to be a whole lot more killing that's going to happen after that.
Wow. So you anticipate? Go ahead. So you anticipate as this here has happened, and quite naturally, young Dalt. Did you know Dalt Attorney Bailey?
I did not know Mr. Adolph.
You did. Okay, you didn't know him, but you do.
I did not know him, but I'm familiar with him.
Okay. But you are familiar with the Mims family. You know them.
Very, very.
Okay. Man, that's so unfortunate. Like we're sitting here, me and Mr. Producer sitting here arguing, And what I'm telling him is we were talking about creating industry. I mean, like I was telling him, Attorney Bailey, if I create a landscaping business and I hire my brother and I'm able to go out here and hire 5 more other people, that's creating industry. Now, we're not saying that I'm going to make $1 million, the people that's working for my business is going to make $1 million, but they become taxpayers. Like they're making an honest living. And this is what the system looks for. I'm just simply saying, like David said earlier, that a lot of the crime that is going on there in Memphis is, I guess, targeted, like it's happening in a certain area of Memphis. But I'm just for me, all of this stuff.
Let me run this by you right quick, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Memphis, let's look historically. Memphis was always an industrial city. It was always an urban area.
Okay.
But it's in the center of the Delta, okay?
Right.
And the true money and the true wealth that came out of the Delta was from growing and picking cotton. Okay?
Okay.
And even to this day, Chicago has the Mercantile Exchange. New York has the Stock Exchange. The Cotton Exchange was in Memphis. And to this day, they have the Cotton Exchange building downtown. It is literally where cotton futures, cotton markets for the whole world was bought, sold. Yes, sir. Just like the stock exchange. Okay. Now, why am I telling you that? Let me explain. So, although they didn't pick cotton here, they warehoused it, shipped it, and sold it here. The steamboats and the barges and the railroads came through here, and cotton was the primary commodity that was sold through here.
Now, hold on. Let me stop you right there. You do know where the cotton came from, right?
Absolutely, I understand where it came from.
It came from Alabama.
Came from Alabama,
right.
Mississippi, and Arkansas. Okay.
Yeah.
But listen to me carefully.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're talking about crime and poverty in Memphis. Well, Memphis is still the cotton capital. Although it may not be cotton, now it's warehousing. When FedEx moved from Arkansas, FedEx was not started in Memphis. It was started in Arkansas.
Really?
When it moved from Arkansas to Memphis, what they did was created a new form of cotton. Now, every major supply chain, every major warehouse, every major, I'm getting to the crime.
Right, go ahead. Take your time.
Was all formed and shipped out of Memphis. They call Memphis the logistics capital of the world. And the reason they call it for that is that you can get cheap labor, uneducated labor, right here, and so everybody brings their warehouses here. Now, the distribution capital of the world, that's what I meant to call it. That's what they call it. That we ran commercials for 30, 40 years almost saying Memphis, the distribution center of the world. Now, watch this. In any major city, the school system centers around who the major employers are.
Right.
So they educate kids based on the jobs that are available in the area, right?
Right.
Where if you educating kids to be warehouse workers, you're not teaching them high tech, you're not teaching them the arts, you're not teaching them advanced mathematics. You're teaching them to be laborers, right?
Exactly.
Well, when technology shifted and all of a sudden they didn't need all that labor, what you did was left these half-educated black folk out there in the streets to fend for themselves.
Come on now.
So what do? It becomes violent.
Shit. That's what I just said.
That is the true history of this city. And that is what you're seeing unfolding.
Wow. Well, Let me ask you this, uh, Attorney Bailey. Do you think it's fixable?
I do. I do think it's fixable.
How?
And well, so we have to look at what New York and L.A., New Orleans, Atlanta, and somewhat Chicago. Chicago's still going through,
Right.
but Chicago's going through. Most people don't understand this because of the division of the ethnicities. Chicago is divided by what your ethnicity is, right? So you got Polish neighborhoods, Jewish
Right,
neighborhoods,
exactly.
black neighborhoods,
Italians, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that's
And
Chicago.
hold on. You know what? It's funny you said that because that is the very inkling that I was telling Mr. Producer earlier. I was using the animal analogy or the animal theory. Using this, lions stay amongst the lions, tigers stay amongst the tigers. Well, tigers, no tigers in Africa, but the cheetahs and so on, so on. But the point is what I'm saying to you is that has been the problem in our community. Like I was telling him at once upon a time when there was Black Wall Street, although it was destroyed, there was no black on black violence. And what I'm saying is I told Mr. Producers that this is fixable if only we would put our resources together. Like all the violence would immediately stop. I mean,
It's got to be fixed from within our community, not without our community. They can have all
that's what I was saying.
That's what I was saying.
I was talking to my dad, who's a 50-year elected official, and my dad. I told him the other day, about 3 or 4 days ago, I told him that you can hire all the police officers you want.
That ain't gonna fix it. There you go.
And the reason is we call the police after the crime occurred.
Come on now. That's what I be telling Pastor Poke Chop. Shit, that's what I be telling Pastor Poke Chop, man.
They can't stop it, right?
Come on now.
Right.
What has to change it is from within the community. We got to change what the value of the black life is.
Come on now.
Outside people, and that's But if you teach folk that ain't no value in the black life, that's just a warehouse worker. If you teach a person that when they see their brother, he ain't no better than the pit bull that's around the corner,
right?
Then they don't mind killing them, right?
That's exactly right.
But when you believe that brother has a real future and that he's worth preserving, then you're not so quick to shoot him.
So let me.
That's a part and parcel with the problem.
Let me ask you something. This is gonna be my last question, and let me just say this: you got to come back on, man. We got to have you back.
Anytime, my brother, you
okay.
Helped me tremendously, and I'm grateful.
I'm grateful to you, man. I appreciate you. I can't even begin to say in words. But let me say this to you. Or let me ask you this, right? Mm-hmm. You say that it's fixable. What continuity you perceive, and you've been, like you say, you're an attorney where you don't practice criminal law anymore. What type of continuity needs to go forward? As you was talking about the factory worker and all that. So a lot of this stuff is by design. It's by design.
It is by design.
Okay. So what continuity, Attorney Bailey, that you see from your perspective changing the outfit or the landscape of the mentality of the violence that is, because it ain't just Memphis. It's in Atlanta. It's in wherever we are. There's some form of violence. This is why the last time you and I was on here, when you was on here, we were talking about fathers needed in the home.
Yes, sir.
That's conduit number one that straightens the problem. But beyond the point of that, I want your perspective on how do we fix this problem.
Well, I don't believe in reinventing wheels, and so what I mean by that is that we have to look at what other major cities did and how did they reduce violence and how did they reduce gang warfare, how did they reduce violence that arises from poverty in their cities, because for us not to look at those cities, we'd have to think we're smarter than them, and we're not. And so, let's take LA. If you read Magic Johnson's book, the 32, what do you call it? 32 Laws of Business. No, 32 Laws to Champion Business. That's
Right.
what they call it. It's been a long time since I've read it. But he talked about how what he did was went to the games in South Central LA.
Right.
Come on now.
When he decided to invest
That's what
$1 billion.
That's what we've been
That's
saying.
what I was telling you, Mr. Producer.
You gotta go to the people doing the crime.
Not only did he offer, he didn't just offer individuals jobs. He told the gangs, hey, if you can help me keep this madness out of this area and away from this huge investment we put in here, he said, I'm gonna make sure that you control X amount of jobs.
See what I'm
Man,
saying?
come on now.
You control
Come on.
X amount of money that's coming in here. We gonna keep the Starbucks and the mall and all that open 24 hours a day. And so forth and so on, so that the people that you know can work here. But now, in return for that, you guys got to assure me that there will be no bank in this area. Mm-hmm. That's what they did, and it worked. It literally worked.
Hey, Attorney Bailey. I want to share something with you before I let you go.
Yes, sir.
One of the guys that worked on what you're talking about also was behind the inception of the Chris Miles show. Like, he worked for Magic.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. He worked for Magic. Magic had made, I was telling you about it. Magic had the Starbucks, the malls, the movie theaters, and all this stuff. So a lot of it was bad investment. He had brought his family members in, and the guy that, put a lot of the finances behind the concept here, millionaire, and has helped me tremendously. He went to, told Magic not to do it. Magic went to his family members. His family members said, well, fire him. So Magic let him go, and from that standpoint, they have not spoken. But this guy here has, real estate properties, lakefront properties, and when I was out in California, this was my guy, and we still talk every day. Like, if I don't call him, he's gonna call and cuss me out. If I need to put my hands on some major money right now, I get him on the phone, and he make it happen. But I say all of that because it's funny that you brought up about Magic, because me and Mr. Producer was just talking about this guy. This guy here, I'm not going to put his name out there, but the guy, with Magic and that kind of thing. So I know what you're talking about very well. And you're absolutely right that I think this is what I'm saying. Now, going back to, we know a guy that's a preacher that he's saying that he's looking for government to fix it. So the ideal is one of the things that what you just said, what we've been saying, is that it takes individuals to fix the problem. It takes people embedded in the community to fix what's wrong.
Yeah. The government is a symptom of the problem. They can't fix it.
There you
Man,
go.
come on now.
There you go. Well, Brother Bailey, Attorney Bailey, man, I want to get you on here within the next couple of weeks, if that's possible.
Chris, you call me anytime.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say either I call you, my people here, or call you, reach out to you. But yeah, let's get you in the studio, man, and let's make some things happen. Hey, thank you for your input. Thanks for calling me back,
sir.
and Happy New Year to you, by the way.
The same to you, man, and your family and your viewers.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Okay, man.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. So, Mr. Producer, what you think?
About what?
Really, man?
What, man?
Okay. Anyway, nothing. Anyway, people, I'm finna bring somebody else up.
Who we bringing up, man?
Dawada.
Man, I thought we were moving on to.
We are. Doc, how you doing?
All right.
Um, Welcome to the Chris Miles Show. I got a couple of things I want to ask you. You were making some points about that of Memphis. I just had on Attorney Bailey. So, what can you add to that? Like you were talking about some of the areas there, and I know that you got family there and that type of thing. But are things completely out of hand there with the killing of Big Juke? Because you was saying that Montgomery, some of these other cities are doing the same thing. So can you break everything down for the listener?
I can't say much on that, but I can say on, if I ain't mistaken, Young Dog stayed in Atlanta. See, the problem with them dudes, man, they go up here to them old areas and they be flexing. And then they come up, then you can't stay in them areas. Especially if you're not really putting in the work like that. Meaning you're not putting people on. And when Young Dolph left, when he was doing all that stuff before he got killed, he left Memphis. He was gone.
Right.
That's the same thing that happened to what's the dude from New Orleans? He said it best.
You talking about Boosie? Well, Boosie,
Yeah.
Boosie from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, but you can't make that type of money and stay in a broke ass hood, bro. It ain't gonna happen. I don't care who you are.
Right.
That's why he over here in Atlanta. Cause he can ride around in Bentleys and stuff like that. He can stay in areas where niggas got money and shit. Niggas ain't got no money in them places like that.
Right.
It's crazy. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna ride some $300,000 car to go to a city that ain't nobody even 10 people together can't come up with that kind of money.
Right.
Of course, you look at Dobie. Didn't that happen to him?
Right.
Dobie is in Montgomery, broke down place, and he got killed because everybody thought he was fooling with T.I. and he came up.
Right.
Memphis ain't got money like that. It's just like Montgomery. Only thing is different is that they got more black people. And I'm going to give y'all a business point on what y'all talking about. Equivalent to what Bailey said. A lot of what he says is true. And I done been around Bailey. He just didn't know it because I worked up there. Every time they have a storm, they call me to come up to Memphis.
Right.
So he stay over there in the good side. He stay in Cordova, around that area. That's the best. That's the good side over there. But in the hood, he ain't technically the fan favorite. No disrespect. I don't have no problem against him. But when it's not hard to it's not you can. It's easy to everybody know each other. The difference between those cities and Atlanta got 4 million black people. It's a selling point.
Right.
So you can't do no business without dealing with black people here.
Right.
That's 4 million. Y'all got 100,000 maybe over there. Bailey done got about 700,000. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 3. They don't have when it comes to business, they don't have to deal with the black man in order for them to come up on anything. They can use them, like you said, with the warehouse, but that's nothing but modern-day slavery. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was over there, I could have stayed. I could have made more money over there than I did staying here. But the reason I didn't stay is because the crime was too high. And meaning it's not that I couldn't deal with the crime. It's too many haters in the game. You can't go over there and deal with them folks and think you're going to ride good and everything, and they ain't going to come see you. So what happened to Young Dolph, if Young Dolph would have stayed his butt here, he would still be here. But he went back to Memphis, trying to play tribute to the hood, all that stuff. Man, they almost get you in the grave every time.
Yeah. Well,
that's why my message is, you got money, man, don't go back to them hoods trying to flex. I come back to Montgomery, dude, I'm in a rental car. I'm in some incognito. I'm not trying to prove no point to no dudes at 50-some years old. Because you're going to get the same things. It's too many people that are, the economics for blacks are not good in those areas. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it. Do I think Memphis will ever come back up? I doubt it because it's connected with Arkansas. See, Memphis is in Arkansas. Memphis is right across the street from Mississippi. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The North and South Memphis is like almost gang territory to a degree. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they don't all like where Triple Six and Project Platinum come from. They not the same. That's not the same as West Memphis and all that. And so these rappers who kind of beefing, they from different sides of the, just like Montgomery, East and West Side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they from different sides. So they don't technically get along like that. They don't deal with each other. The only cities that can probably mingle with Memphis that has a connect is Atlanta and Memphis, because a lot of the rappers like MJG, 8 Ball, Yo Gotti been out a long time, bro. He been out like 30 years, man. He was a mixtape artist, and he didn't start getting on. He kind of like what's that dude? He been out a long time, man. He been out probably since 95, 96. And he used to do mixtapes, him and DJ Squeaky and all them dudes. And he just finally got on as Martin time as he kept pursuing.
So you're saying he came up around what year, you think?
He was coming up like around 96. But he just went on for rapping. He was with a crew.
Okay.
And he would come down here periodically. And, nobody really had any issue, because Memphis and Atlanta always liked each other rap. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it wasn't technically it wasn't no beef. As the older dudes started to slow down, he just started to come up as he kept pushing. Sort of like, I say like, almost like T.I. T.I. had been out a long time. But as people started to gradually fall off, T.I. started to push up. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, because he kept pushing into the industry, and that's what your boy did. Young Dog was just a fresh nigga, came into the game. He took advantage of all the technology, the YouTubes, and all that stuff. Started putting out his tape without getting record deals, and he was coming up like that.
Okay.
So if there's any haterism between them two, is that he was able to blow up. Well, it took your boy, man, about 20 years, 25 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wow. Yeah.
Not if that makes sense to
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It does. It makes a lot of sense.
That's why these young dudes coming up. See, they using the internet.
Right. Yeah. The game is exactly. The game has changed tremendously. Hey, let me ask you something real quickly, because I know you are a sports enthusiast. Okay. What's your thought process? We're going to ask you this. We're going to slide off. We got 2 more subjects to cover before we close. What's your thought process now that Nick Saban has retired?
He left when it was time. Man, the first thing first, if anybody out there believes that college people don't buy players, they stupid. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
They dumb. You buy players, man. You do it in high school. They do it in the Little League. They buy players. So you buy players.
So what do you mean by buying players? Explain that to me.
Man, you pay for them to come play. Okay. Ain't nothing attractive about Alabama except Nick Saban. Nothing. Okay. Nothing. You can sell a dude on Georgia Athens easy, because you know what? You 80 miles from Atlanta. You get to go to the Falcons. All the Georgia teams, when they play, win, they drink, get messed up, go to the Falcon game, stand on the sideline. They with the big boy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Same way with Texas and all the rest of them. Alabama ain't, besides Saban, that's all you got.
So let me ask you something. Okay, so Alabama hired Deborah from Washington. Do you think that, because you got me and my son and Mr. Producer, everybody was talking about the NIL deal, right? And Alabama has a very shabby NIL deal. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think they're going to be able to compete now that and I know Saban left because of the NIL deal, and then the transfer portal, but do you think they'll be able to compete with Georgia and some of the other schools in the SEC now that you got
not right off the top?
Okay.
Cause you got to bring in a whole new system, man. You talking about, you can't. You got to bring. He gonna bring in his whole new coaching staff, whole new system, man. It's gonna take a minute for that just to pick up.
So let me ask you this: do you think? So let's say from Well, they are now because they 2 years they didn't go. Georgia won it year before last, and then you had Michigan won it. Harbaugh and Michigan, right? How many years you think it will take Alabama, if ever, to get back to that process? From what you think with the new system,
about 3 years.
So you think 3 years they'll be back at championship running?
I ain't even gonna say that because the Cole King thing that he got, he's stepping in some big man shoes.
Right. I wouldn't do it.
It really is a bad deal for him because now you got to talk or try to compete with the dude who just left, who's the best coach in college football.
No
and
question.
I ain't even want to say he's the best coach. He was the best recruiter in college football. And you got to think about this. Just look at the paper as it go down. Like I told you all before, most of Alabama players, best players, come from outside of Alabama.
True, that's true.
They don't recruit within. The reason why I told you Georgia will always be competitive is because they recruit within. They can just get the best players from the state and still be competitive without doing all that. So just think of all the players that Alabama got now that's from Georgia that Nick Saban done left. Now they like, shoot, man, I don't want to play. I don't know this dude.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know what he going to bring. Am I going to play? Am I going to be sitting back? You see what I'm saying? So they out of there.
Wow.
Them kids want to play now. They don't want to wait till 2 or 3 years like Saban used to be able to do.
Right, yeah, right, exactly.
Can't do that no more.
Right, exactly.
So now you're going into a whole 12-year playoff system. Now you could play a team 3 times in a year. See, that's for that one, beating the team one time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And think he's over with, you got bragging rights. You might have to see that team 2 or 3 times if they in the same conference.
That's true.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's for Saban, as he got older, man, the business done changed. You got to compete with the big states like Texas, Florida, Georgia, who got money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To go out there like that.
Right.
Man, that's a, and I ain't even saying Georgia, all that, but Texas and places like that, they got big paper, man.
Yeah, no,
you know
oil money, right. In the
that's
state,
another level of football.
yeah, and the state of Alabama doesn't have anything but prisons, as I tell people. There's no money,
They don't have nothing.
no
positive.
industry.
When you take out Alabama, what else can you say? Who goes to Alabama and say, I want to go to Alabama and make a foundation? That connects to what you just said with the Memphis stuff.
Right, exactly.
Who says, I want to go to Memphis and make a living? Nobody says that, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
People pick Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte, places like that. Nobody say, I want to go stay in Alabama. You know what I mean? Only reason people ask me when I used to come there, what are you doing here? Why you come to this place? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, my last point, the racism is so overwhelming with Alabama. Outside, Nick Saban was protecting them dudes from the racism. Now you got a whole new dude that nobody knows, and he gonna bring in his whole staff, and you don't know what to expect from this dude. So that means if you don't win in another 2 years, he might be out of it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I was saying that I'm giving him 2 years. Yeah. Well, David, thanks for allowing us to call you, and we're gonna bring you back, man. We'll talk soon, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
Bring up our next subject because I want to go into that of TD Jakes. And let me just say this:
Tyrone Jakes.
Baquaj Prince said designers run to control everything just about, including the music. We're going to go into Cat Williams in just a moment. So, people, Mr. Producer, you told me something the other day about TD Jakes. His son got in some type of trouble or something. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was scrolling the internet and I saw a video about Nino Brown. I think he got
Is it factual if he put it out?
I mean,
Suspect.
they said he got arrested on some It was some. I mean, he was.
I know his son did, but did the dad get him?
No, it was the son.
Okay.
He was putting some stuff out there for likes. He put a question mark behind talking about TD Jake arrested, but it was about his son.
So,
but the point he was making is that the homosexual activities running the family. Saying his son like that, he like that.
Hold on. The son said what?
I'm saying he assaulted his son. Be doing some homosexual activities.
Wait a minute.
That's what I'm saying. If you watch the Nino Brown video, that's what he was.
Now, where's he getting his facts from?
I mean, he got arrested. He got caught in the sting. That's what it was. He got caught in the sting. He was trying to solicit sex from a police officer, which was a guy, and it was TD Jake's son. So, what's being said is, he's saying that like father, like son, pretty much. Said they got they whole family. You know what I'm saying? Is kind of sexual deviance.
So, TD Jakes' name quite naturally has come up with that of
P. Diddy.
Did it.
Yeah, they say he a power bottom.
And everybody is making mockery of the word. He said, swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? What was he referring to?
I probably wouldn't do that again.
Who? Me?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm just repeating what he said. Shit.
But yeah, man, I mean, if you watch his antics, the way his body language, the way he move, I mean, he's suspect, man. He kind of fruity. TD Jakes, yeah. They say he a power bottom.
So I don't understand that terminology.
Power bottom?
Yeah.
I'm saying, I mean, he like to be pounded.
Oh, wow.
He like to be pounded hard.
So you're saying that TD Jakes is...
They saying pretty much that I'm saying he going to Diddy parties and he making the men have their way with him. Like he want multiple. He want to be destroyed. He a power bottom.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah. He don't want to do the sticking. He want to get stuck. Yeah.
So, I mean, is this information, is it factual or, you know what I'm saying?
About what his son? Yeah, about his son is factual.
Now, his name has also come up in many things pertaining to the stuff with that of Diddy.
Most definitely.
People are saying that that his name was on a list of various things going forward with the investigation.
The Cassie?
Right, a Cassie. Yeah. Now, let me say this. I'm hearing that, how you say her name, Shania Lathan, is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm hearing that she was also assaulted.
Love and basketball.
Yeah, right. I'm hearing that she was assaulted.
Man, that's a shame, man. That's a beautiful. I love that woman.
Well, I mean, you know,
I can't believe they did that to
her. She was involved with what's the guy named
French Montana.
French Montana, and they said that the same thing that happened to Cassie happened to her.
Man, that's a damn shame.
And then they're saying now, matter of fact, I posted it on. If everybody out there, you all can probably see it. It's on. If you're not a member of the Chris Miles Show page, go there and join. But there's content on there dealing with. We put a lot of stuff on there that is not necessarily elsewhere. But there's information that was brought forward that Shania Lathan was assaulted by that of P. Diddy and French Montana. Now I'm wondering why, if this is the case, why haven't she come out and said something about,
I mean, quite naturally, they don't come out because of fear that their career could be ruined. If they don't get justice in court, then nobody's gonna want to work with them. So, I mean, I honestly do feel for a lot of the women, because a lot of them don't bring it upon themselves. You out with people that you consider your friends, and and your friends take advantage of you like that.
But Mr. Producer, this is the thing though, man. I'm saying, like, you or I wouldn't go there and do something degrading or hurtful to a woman in that way.
I mean,
these guys,
we ain't got millions of dollars.
Yeah, because
we ain't got the status to where we feel like
I get
we
all
untouchable.
that. The guy was saying that matter of fact, Cat Williams was talking about there are different levels.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That P Diddy, supposed to be a billionaire. He feel like he untouchable. Nobody, it don't matter what he did. He just feel like all the bodies he done buried in his backyard gonna stay buried. But shit, now they sticking their hand up out the ground and they talking. They talking.
And TD Jakes is
I'm saying, and people, we posted a video about it, and a lot of people, Yolanda, just a lot of these, Christian people coming out talking, don't talk about my pastor, Pastor Jakes. I'm saying, anybody with sense, I know everybody, mama and daddy, done told you this. If you hang around somebody that's doing bad things, birds of a feather flock together.
Right.
I'm saying, if you, come on, man. This man, he a pastor. He's supposed to be a man of the cloth.
There you go. Right.
He's supposed to be preaching the holy word, you know what I'm saying?
Going out stopping the gun violence.
Right, and you you hanging out with Diddy, you know how Diddy get down.
Yeah.
You know how Diddy ain't, this ain't no new thing. Diddy been getting down like this. Diddy been getting down like this, man. And you a pastor and you want to hear parties?
Yeah,
Come on,
right.
man.
You right.
Fuck all that.
Yeah. I'm
just saying,
that's not a good look.
If you a so-called Christian and you religious like you claim to be, if you see your pastor at a P Diddy party,
come on now.
You ought to be in another church. Go to another church. Pull your money out the church. Tab your application, cause you got to have an application to get up in that son bitch. Tab up. I'm pretty sure they get direct deposit.
Right.
Tab up. Cause I'm saying, cause something ain't right. Some of the milk ain't clean. Come on, man, be for real. But people are so delusional. They so blind. They see it, and you know the sad thing about it. They'll gossip about it. But won't nobody take the first step. Sister Mary Clarence will go home and talk to Betty Sue. They were like, Pastor was at that Diddy party. You hear about what go on at them Diddy parties? But then you'll be in church.
But they be in a state of denial.
You'll be in church Wednesday and Sunday giving that man money. You know what he been doing.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. Be for real.
So do you think if Diddy is charged, which is probably, maybe likely, do you think his name is going to come up in any type of scandal? Do you see that happen? I just, hold on. With all of the stuff that happened with Epstein, the Epstein list, and it's a lot of shaky stuff that is, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Diddy ain't been arrested yet. He done paid the little money. I think he just laying low until it blow over.
I don't think it's going to blow over. And the reason I'm saying that is because you have the thing with Keefe D that is, he's definitely responsible for the murder of that of Tupac.
Yeah, we just gotta see. We just gotta see how things unfold, man. It ain't gonna be no time soon.
I wonder, Mr. Producer, why haven't 50 Cent has been relentless with this subject matter? Why he hadn't gone at it? Why he ain't saying nothing? Because he ain't bashful about goddamn going at people. If he got the goods on you, I'm saying about TD Jakes.
Oh man, I think he just won't did it, man. Everybody else, everybody else for everybody else, man. I think he really concerned about bringing goddamn Puff Daddy down, man. He ain't worried about TD Jakes. Well, he might make little comments, but I think he want to see the end of P Diddy.
And this is what I'm saying. One of the reasons why I want to bring TD Jakes up, people, is that we're not here to, can't say place judgment or fault, people, but you all should look at the facts of what, like Mr. Producer's talking about. Like, if you listen, people, if you are around somebody, is guilty by association. If you know this person is not a good person, you're hearing all of this stuff coming out. You had to have known. You had to have known that this wasn't a good guy. And you going to this guy's party, you hanging out with him, you know what I'm saying? And you know they're using all type of drugs and all type of various things are going on. And, once the guy here...
what I'm saying? You got women running around butt-ass naked. You're a pastor. You seeing all this shit.
And not only just about the women, they say about the men, too.
I'm saying the men, yeah, I mean, it probably, yeah, most so men, because that's what he into. He like men. But I'm just saying, if you dating a girl, and she got 7 friends, and you know all her 7 friends is hoes, how is you the only good girl in the group?
Right.
How?
Right. It makes sense.
So if you hang around P Diddy and you know all these allegations about P Diddy been going on for years.
It has.
Ever since ever since I've been a teenager, young. I mean, come on, man. The devil go to church.
Right.
The devil can quote scripture.
Right. Well, Mr. Producer, all of that being said, this is what I want to say to you. We have to, what you're saying is fact, but let's just wait to see how this thing, how it plays out. Because as it is right now, it's purely speculation. But I agree with you wholeheartedly about what you're saying, that, it's not a good look for him to, to be associated with a man that has all of these various things tied to him. And, right. You can't say that it was an alleged rape, because there were people around. Like, what was the Hispanic girl? What her name is? They say Aaron. This girl was 15.
Oh, talking about Aaron Hall, yeah.
Aaron Hall had. And they say that was at P Diddy's at his spot. Right. So, because at the time they were on his label. Right. He said he saw she was sitting on the sofa. He got her by the hand, carried her to the room. He said, I gave her the bid.
I'm talking about he talked explicit about how he did that woman, man.
He said he put the wood down on her. He tried to hurt her. Man. And then she ended up having a baby for that dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. These dudes, man, they get they little fame, they get this little money, man. They think they
so you're right. So it makes a lot of sense. This stuff has been going on for decades with this guy. And now it's coming to fruition, and you got Jakes. I don't even see the connection. How is it that you're a pastor, but you've tied to this guy here, knowing that he's not a good person, and then he got all of these other things going on around him of things that you can't say that's allegedly, because if it was alleged, you would fight it. So let's bring up Cat. I'm sorry, TD Jakes, man. You suspect to us here on the Chris Miles Show.
Most definitely.
Mr. Producer,
Yeah.
this man here on the screen now has been what? He has changed the game, has he not?
He exposed a lot of truths.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can speak on this because you was there.
Yeah.
You was there around the time.
Well, so I worked in Hollywood for a little while, short time, people. So the things that Cat Williams talk about are facts. Like the parties, the shit that goes on, women, a lot of these women are gangbang.
The cliques, the gatekeepers.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like the shit is like, you could take Holly Berry. This is what a lot of people don't know. These roles and shit that these people get, there's some attached to it. There's something attached to these roles. You got to realize there could be $10 million attached to a role. Okay? What are you going to do to get the role? What are you willing to do to get the role? You understand? So, like, a woman could, they'll take a woman in a room. You know what I'm saying? They'll vaginally sticker, one in the butt and one in the mouth. All of this stuff is going on at one time. And we've seen these people like, oh, wow. Oh, man, I want to marry her. But these guys.
And a lot of them women don't make it. A lot of the women you don't ever see them. You'll never see them on the screen. But they willing to go out and take a chance.
So in essence, what I'm saying is the same stuff that was alleged about that Bill Cosby. That's those things. What I'm telling you all, but this is not a secret that these things have been going on in Hollywood for the longest. Like these women you'll get one sexy black female that's built nice, and you got 10 white men in there, all of them gonna pop it because she wants to be a part of the clique. It don't just happen to black; it happen to white women too. It happens.
You were saying earlier,
hold on, Mr.
It's like one big fraternity.
It's a fraternity.
They want to be a part of it.
Right. That's what we were talking about. The Greek, the Boule and the Greek fraternities and sorority. This stuff goes on. This is an actual fact. And what Cat Williams was saying is, he was saying that I wasn't willing to do those things to get to that level. That's basically what he was saying. He was saying Harvey Weinstein offered to suck his penis in a room with multiple people in there. And there were 3 other black people in there. So what did they do to get to that level? And everybody for the longest was going around saying that this man was crazy, that he was off his rocker. And this is the thing. This is what they do. They'll go out here and they'll scandalize your name and say, oh, well, such and such is crazy, such and such is this and all this other stuff. And all along, the stuff that they're doing is abnormal. That's the crazy part. And at some point, this is why he said the lie has to be exposed. Because everybody this is what I'm talking about. They put everybody out here on a rat race for the goods. And those things are, for many people, they're unachievable. You'll never get there. And this is why I was talking about, even the thing standpoint earlier, we were talking about that of Martin Luther King. Like if we had something David said earlier, which was and is, the internet has changed. It's a game changer. Like you can come up, you say, oh, I want to be a musician, right? You can you produce your content, put your content out there, and create your channel, start putting your stuff out there. If you stay out there long enough, somebody's going to see you. Somebody's going to hear you. And a part of that being discovered is to be consistent. So your content has to be good, and there has to be a form of consistency. So if you're doing those things, you bypass the evil of the things that P. Diddy T.D. Jakes and the stuff that Cat Williams was talking about, like Kevin Hart. Like these guys are going out here like there have been all type of homosexual tendencies or things that were alleged. The movie he did with Will Ferrell, some of the stuff in that was said. I wouldn't play that role. We got a show that we're gonna do called, what is it called, Mr. Producer? Coming up.
Black Men in Dresses.
What is it called, Mr. Producer?
What, Black Men in Dresses.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, right? But a part of the initiation, what Mr. Producer was talking about, is a fraternity. It's like they want to put these men in dresses. And Dave Chappelle left and went to Africa, but a guy posted something the other day. He got in a dress too.
Yeah, it was like a Robin Hood movie.
Yeah, right. You did see it.
I've been seeing it.
Okay, but the point is what I'm saying is that are you willing to do certain things to get to that pinnacle? Like a lot of people just, that's what I'm saying. Like we're in a corruptible world. Excuse me. Like you got guys now going to funeral repasts, and shooting it up or gunning for a certain individual. And then as long as Hollywood has been Hollywood, you've had certain things going on, in a sense, jumpy. It's like joining a gang. Like, I guess that's the initiation to jump you in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think that's one level of it.
It's really sad, people, that things are what they are, what they have been. But the good thing about all that now is that the internet is changing that, or has changed. One of the reasons I say that is you take Sean King, right? Sean King had a mask. He's a civil rights activist. He had a mask right at 7,000 followers on Instagram.
7,000?
7 million, excuse me. 7 million followers on Instagram. The Meta, Instagram, and they have Facebook too, they threw his content off of their platform, banned him for life from his platform, all because he was bringing a balance to the atrocities that are going on over there in formerly Palestine, what is now known as Israel. Like he was showing another side that CNN, Fox, MSNBC, none of the other networks would actually show. He was showing that, and it was causing problems because I was getting the content. And I would put it on Twitter, and I would tag these news conglomerates on there and say, "Wait, why y'all not showing this?" And it became problematic because those videos or live videos or live feeds that they was doing, they were generating 200,000-300,000 views at one time. And they needed that to go away so they could keep the lie perpetuated, the lie going. And so they got him out of there. With all of that being said, people, we're going to get out of here for this evening. We are officially back. We took 3 weeks off, roughly. We back. So, Most High willing, we'll be back here Wednesday.
Before we go, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Has anybody heard about the new show? Has anybody heard Family Ties yet?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, you're talking about what's the guy named L. Milner and
Willie Knight.
The Family Ties.
Family Ties.
I hadn't heard anything on it.
I thought it was supposed to come out the first of the year.
I did too.
Dang.
Maybe you.
Well, if anybody got an episode of Family Ties, man, I would definitely love to see. Could y'all send it to the Chris Miles Show page? I would definitely like to check that out.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, people, it's been fun.
Family Ties.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back here Wednesday, Most High willing, if all goes well. Everybody out there, be blessed. Take care of yourself. Be safe. This is the beginning of a new week. And just be safe. Just, do what you got to do to survive. All right? Take care. God bless. And we'll see you guys Wednesday. The Moving Finger Rights has written, moves on. To all of you, good day.